Hello! This short video will help you become familiar with some of the more important parts of the LCCAP Early Childhood Education Program's Family Handbook. We hope that this will help you remember how important the information in the handbook is and reminds you to use it as a reference guide for the entire school year. LCCAP welcomes you and your family to our family of early learning programs: the Learning Tree Preschool and Child Care Program, Early Head Start, and PA Pre-K Counts. We recognize that you have been and will continue to be your child's first and most important teacher. Our role is to partner with you in that process. We thank you for the trust you're placing in us to help you as your child grows and develops, headed towards becoming school ready. We recognize that every child and family is unique, and our program is ready to objectively assess each child's abilities and needs and work with you to advance their learning, as well as your confidence as the child's most important influence. Our goal for families is to understand their role in their child's school readiness from infancy forward, and to learn new tips and strategies about how to best help their child and family develop to their fullest potential. This short video will provide you with some highlights from our 2023-24 Family Handbook, but it is also very important that you read your whole handbook and keep it handy, as it will answer many of the other questions that you may have. Your child's teacher and your family service worker will discuss the handbook with you during your first home visit in advance of your child's first day. As you review and reference the guidance and protocols laid out in the handbook, please know that the content is subject to change based on our need to keep children, families, and staff safe. You will receive written notification of any changes that occur should they become necessary. If you cannot find an answer to one of your questions in this handbook, please contact any staff member who will be happy to help you find the information you need. We ask you to share your time and talents by volunteering in the classroom or by participating in events, joining a committee, attending a workshop, and reading to your child at home. It's our goal and promise to help you, your child, and whole family feel strong, confident, and ready to move forward. Join us as a full and active partner in your child's growth and learning. Together, we can be a great team for school success. Inside your handbook, you can find the phone number and address of the center that your child attends. The staff working closest with your child and family will provide you with their direct extensions, cell phone numbers, and other ways that you can get into contact with them easily. Don't hesitate to reach out to ask any questions you might have along the way. They'll do their best to help you get answers or connect you with someone who can help. There are several pieces of information that need to be kept up to date so that we can communicate with you on a regular basis or in an emergency. Before your child's first day of care, an emergency card is completed. This information is required to identify adult, family, guardians, and friends age 16 or older who, with proper photo identification, are permitted to drop off and/or pick up your child from the center or the bus stop. This emergency card information must be kept up to date. The classroom staff or family service workers should be notified in writing of any changes in phone numbers, addresses, or emergency contact names as soon as possible. There is a minimum of 48 hours required before any change to an emergency card can take effect. Next, please make sure to notify us of any change to your mailing address, telephone number, or email address. We use these to support the sending of important messages to you from our school messenger system. At a minimum, we will ask you to review your contact information and the list of those that you have named as alternate contact or emergency release persons for your child, as well as those that you give us permission to communicate with at every home visit and parent conference. Please do not wait until these times to notify us of any changes to help us ensure that we can keep your child safe and contact you immediately if necessary. We will provide you the support to improve or maintain the physical, dental, behavioral, or mental health of your enrolled child, as well as their nutritional needs. We'll address your child's individual health and education needs through sensory screenings like vision and hearing, and developmental and social emotional screenings that will help to begin to shape our work with them in the classroom within the first 45 days of their attendance. We also ask that you provide to us a record of their most recent physical examination, which includes their immunization record and results of any lead or hemoglobin and hematocrit levels that may have been completed prior to enrollment. Please remember to provide to us updated records as your child receives additional immunizations as they age, in line with the recommended schedule. We ask that you provide a copy of their most recent dental examination, which should start as early as age 1 or the eruption of their first tooth. We use developmental and social emotional screening information to begin assessing their skills and then planning activities just for them in the classroom. Additionally, we'll help you understand how you can support your child's learning and development as they grow from an infant to a kindergarten-bound preschooler. All of these things are important for school readiness. We want you to know that it is our job to provide information and assistance to you for not only your young child, but your whole family. We can also help you access resources that you may qualify for to help your family be as strong as possible, whether it be anything from locating health insurance, to learning how to stretch your grocery budget, to writing a resume and finding a new job, to help with car repairs, signing up for free rides or mileage reimbursement to medical appointments, help with paying your utilities, or enrolling in a training program, or much, much more. We hope that you will take advantage of these sorts of services that you don't usually find in an early learning program, because we believe that a family needs to be well in order for their child to do well. Did you know that 90% of a child's brain develops before the age of 5? Did you also know that research shows that missing more than 10% of school days, starting in the early years, negatively impacts a child's academic performance and social skills in elementary school and beyond? We know that children get sick, that family emergencies happen, and that some days schedules are crazy and make it difficult to follow a routine. However, by not sending your child to school regularly, you are, without saying a word, sending a message to them that school isn't important. We will monitor and have conversation with you about your child's attendance and, when necessary, develop strategies to help support improvement. When your child can't come to school, though, we ask that you call our attendance line to let us know. If not, don't be surprised if we call you to make sure that everything's okay or ask if we can do anything to help. Attendance is that important. So, if attendance is important, you're probably wondering, how sick is too sick to come to school? Our handbook lays out for you our illness and safe return guidelines. When necessary, we may ask for a doctor's note to help make a good decision about when your child can return after an illness. Also, with the help of your child's pediatrician or other medical professionals, and you, we'll develop special care plans for any child who has food or other allergies or medical conditions like asthma that we need to know about to safely care for them each day. This includes injuries or conditions that require short-term modifications in their daily activities, like a sprain or a broken bone, or recovery after surgery. The environments that the children participate in provide rich learning experiences that are developmentally appropriate to the specific ages in each classroom, and have the children's interests and mind as well. Each environment has easily accessible materials to help children develop independence. Materials are chosen according to the children's interests, which invites them to explore and develop skills more naturally. There is a flexible daily routine that allows children to advance at their own pace. We utilize the creative curriculum, which helps teachers intentionally and carefully prepare the learning environment for children to stimulate learning. We consider the outdoors to be extensions of our classrooms. Please dress your child appropriately for the day's weather conditions, including hats, gloves, or boots if necessary. We take children of all ages outdoors each day, as long as the temperatures are between 25 and 90 degrees, considering the wind chill or heat index, and when there is no precipitation falling or air quality alert in effect. The creative curriculum for infants, toddlers, and twos is used for planning in classrooms with children ages birth to 3. In preschool age classrooms, the creative curriculum for preschool 6th edition is used. Both use the Align assessment tool, Teaching Strategies Gold. The cycle of the curriculum guides teachers through planning developmentally appropriate goals based on the children's individual strengths and areas of need. With the implementation of consistent daily routines and meaningful experiences, the learning and development of children comes more easily. Children want to learn. By assessing the goals, we can identify children's progress in 9 developmental areas towards getting ready and being ready for kindergarten. Whether your child is breastfeeding, drinking formula, is learning to eat table foods, or sits at the dinner table with your family, we're ready to help meet their daily nutritional needs. Gradually, we help children to learn to feed themselves, whether that means holding their own bottle, learning to use utensils, or eating at the table family style with their teachers and friends. All menus of the food served are planned in alignment with the Child and Adult Care Food Program guidelines and have been reviewed and approved by a registered dietitian. Our goal is to serve nutritious meals and encourage healthy eating habits in children. Please also remember that we do not permit outside foods in our program, including special treats, in order to provide assurance that children with allergies or food sensitivities are kept safe. Based on the program option in which your child is enrolled, school bus transportation services may be available. The transportation provided for our early learning students complies with all federal and state laws, as well as the Head Start performance standards. All school buses providing busing to our early learning students are equipped with child restraint seats that are age, height, and weight appropriate for the children. Additionally, all buses will have at least one bus monitor assigned to supervise and assist the children while riding. We do our best to help keep the children in our care, our staff, families, and other visitors safe when in our centers. We expect that adults will be respectful and conduct themselves appropriately while at our centers and at our bus stops. We ask that you remember that you are a role model for not only your child, but other children as well. We will not tolerate hostile or aggressive behavior, including abusive or aggressive language towards staff, any other adult, or any child, including your own. We ask that you follow the procedures specific to your child's building, as we need you to be a part of the team that helps to keep everyone safe. The handbook outlines specific details for parking, entry, pickup, and drop-off, as well as any other important things to remember as you visit our centers. The most important thing that you can do is to politely comply with our procedures, such as identifying yourself and the reason for your visit when requesting entry, being ready to show photo ID when asked in order to safely release your children, and practicing active supervision of them by keeping your child close to you, taking their hand, and always being able to see them. Young children like to test limits, It only takes a moment for accidents to happen, and it takes all of us to help keep children safe. We also have emergency plans in place for situations such as building evacuations, lockdown, and shelter in place. A summary of these plans is provided in the handbook, and you will also receive a letter with additional details about how we prepare children and staff to enact these plans, as well as how we would communicate with you in the event of emergency situations like these. It's also important to remember that we will drill for evacuations in any sort of weather conditions as long as they are not severe or as long as it is not raining or snowing. LCAP early learning staff and volunteers are mandated reporters of suspected child abuse or neglect. This means that we are required by law to report any suspected cases of child abuse or neglect to the Childline Abuse Registry of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. It's important for families to keep in mind that a report might be made in order to get help for a family experiencing an abuse or neglect problem, not to punish or embarrass you. LCAP early learning programs are updated on a regular basis regarding any individuals registered under Megan's Law. Any person who is registered as an offender or sexually violent predator under Megan's Law will not be permitted to volunteer in our centers, be on any LCAP early learning premises where they may potentially have direct contact with children, or be in proximity to any program or agency-sponsored off-site event. We can develop alternate methods of pickup and drop-off if necessary to a biological parent if they are a registered offender. In addition to the 2023 Family Handbook, we encourage you to visit the Early Learning section of the LCAP website frequently. There, you can find information about our 9 locations across Lawrence County, the various early learning programs we operate, copies of the school calendar, forms, and other helpful parent resources, photos and videos highlighting our programs and staff, and a list of frequently asked questions. You can also find a link to the application for enrollment into our early learning programs in case you'd like to share it with a friend, relative, neighbor, or coworker. We love friends and families referrals. The website is also home to our application for early learning programs employment. If you or someone you know loves working with children ages 6 weeks to 5 years, we'd love to have you consider joining our team. Finally, thanks for taking the time to listen to this important information. Again, please read through the entire handbook and contact your teacher or family service worker with any questions you may have at any time throughout the year. We're looking forward to a great year together with you. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you.